We're good?
Yeah. You can go ahead and intro this one in.
Where's our disclaimer and theme song? Okay. I'm Eddie Horror.
And I'm the Pocketman Twin Weasel.
And this is the Pocket Horror Show coming to your face from the Parts Unknown Studio Syndicate. Yo. So classic wrestling is our thing. It's what we talk about. Today, we're going to take a slightly different turn to how we do things. The Pocketman and I had a very heated argument. We almost got into a fight. But you know what? We said, let's take this out to the crowd. Let's see what people think.
You know, the Rocky movies are probably some of the greatest movies of all time. And I love all of them. All of them I love. They're fantastic movies. But I was starting to talk about which one was the best. If I had to order best to worst, what would that order be? And I guess that the horror took some offense to some of my choices as to which ones are the greatest and which ones are not as great.
And this is where where everyone will see my side of it and know that the Pocketman is wrong. So without further ado, let's talk about your list of the best Rocky movies in the order that you like.
So the thing is this, Rocky 1, obviously the best. All right, I don't think anyone can really argue that.
Not at all.
Rocky 2, it's just as good. I mean, I can't
arguably
really,
the best sequel ever made.
Yes, when sequels in a world where sequels are just terrible, that one actually broke the mold. My third best, I'm going from best to not the best. My third in the list is Rocky 5, starring the incomparable Tommy Gunn.
Tommy Gunn?
The greatest actor / boxer in that order to ever come out of Hollywood.
No. Rocky 5 was one of those kind of, when we'd see, at least when I saw the movie thinking, oh man, Rocky must have needed money to make this movie, or Sylvester Stallone, I mean, because this was not a good movie. I mean, come on. Rocky runs out of money. He trains this new guy, this new hot shot. This Don King lookalike comes up, and I mean,
Balboa. Rocky Balboa. There's a man here to fight you.
They don't even fight in the ring. They fight out in the street. No.
Well, the thing is that it had a lot of heart in the movie where he lost everything. Paulie gave power of attorney to whoever, accountant, and he had to go back to where he all started from. His son was in it. He was supposed to kind of bring that element in, and he was going to pass on the torch. I don't know if originally they thought Tommy Gunn was going to take on the role of the Rocky franchise, but I liked it. It was a little different than we thought. Rocky didn't come out and beat the big guy. It was just it was a different kind of movie, more drama related. And I love Tommy Gunn, the way he acted, the way he was always yelling. He was like, "Rock, I knew if I can come here, if anyone can make it, it'd be you, Rock." Something like that.
Yeah, but to say this is the third best Rocky movie, no. To say the seventh best Rocky movie in the franchise, okay, I'd agree with you there. But the third best, no way.
Man, I ain't you, and you ain't Mick. So I love this acting style, and I guess
if you call that acting, I mean,
in the ring, he was all right. So okay, so that's my third. My fourth on the list would be the latest edition, Creed. Man, I loved Creed. I don't know if you saw it, but
I saw it. And I liked it, but clearly you're wrong on the order of this.
No, Michael B. Jordan.
No. Michael B. Jordan did a great job. I mean, but some of his opponents didn't have the acting skills, And we talked about this earlier. I get it. You need to bring the realness, so you bring in boxers to act. Why not bring in actors to box? I mean, ultimately, the acting, is going to get better. The boxing may not be as good, but if you get the right choreographer, the right boxing advisors and consultants with camera tricks, you can make awesome things happen.
Well, I really liked it. And also, it had his girlfriend that had the musical aspect to it. She was pretty awesome. Nostalgic. Rocky, he's battling cancer, so it just brought it all back. I think it was almost a remake of Rocky 1 with a new cast, and hopefully they can tune on. So I thought that was number 4, and because I think it was better than the rest of the ones on my list.
No.
Okay,
and I'll tell you why you're wrong as we go on with this.
Okay, so again, just to go, it's Rocky 1, 2, 5, Creed. and then Rocky Balboa, or Rocky 6, as they call it, which I really love that one because once again, he's back to the, not only is he like, okay, I'm in Philadelphia, but they really took note of part 1. The little girl that was in part 1 that had a little bit part, that was, kind of Rocky's love interest. And Spider Rico was there washing dishes or something he
was eating in the restaurant.
Right. So, they really paid tribute, homage to the original, and that just, it tugged at my heartstrings. Yes, the fighting, there's no way he can make a comeback at that age, and
and very not realistic. I take a statement from earlier.
No, wait, what?
That I said about your list. I think this is the 6th best movie of the franchise. Creed gets bumped up to 5th best.
Well, wasn't he trying to save an orphanage or something like that on that one? I think, wasn't he trying to raise money to save some?
You can't even remember the 4th best movie in your order.
No, I don't remember what the point of. I know he was trying to raise some kind of something, and I remember thinking to myself, I thought it was an orphanage, but I remember thinking it's just like. Almost like Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, where they broke dance to save like the orphanage. So.
No. The premise of this was Rocky was just trying to survive. They had this thing on Sports Center in the movie. If the greatest fighter of the time back then, which was Rocky, could fight the greatest fighter currently, Antonio Tarver, I forgot Mason the Lion Dixon was his name in the movie. Homage to if The Rock in his prime could fight Hogan in his prime. Kind of that type. If Tyson could fight Ali in his prime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of that homage to it. And someone from Antonio Tarver's or Mason the Lion Dixon's camp called him out, said, hey, they brought this up in the simulation Rocky beat you. Then they made a big old hoopla. I hope no one like yourself actually believed Rocky would win that fight.
Well, again, it really brought me back, nostalgic, tear, everything. Next, after Rocky 6, or Rocky Balboa, is Rocky 4 with Ivan Drago.
Drago.
Apollo Creed dies. James Brown. They're in Russia at the height of communism. They're gonna. You know what? Forget Reagan. Forget Star Wars. All they needed to take down communism was to send one man over there.
The thing about Rocky 4, it's personally my favorite Rocky of all of them. Now, as a movie fan, and
it made my top 7.
Yeah, it did. Top 7 out of 7. How cool is that? I understand the importance of Rocky 1 and 2. That's why I hail those as top 2. My personal Rocky 4, arguably 2 of the greatest training montages in any movie. Arguably. And they're almost back to back. They're probably like 10 minutes apart within that movie. I mean, just in the 80s, we were both little kids, but at the time, the Cold War and all this going on, having an American go into Russia, the Russians, of course, were on steroids. The Americans
they're
aren't.
still on steroids.
Still,
they got kicked out of the Olympics because
that's right. And of course, no American would do steroids, right?
No,
that's why Rocky trained old school, threw rocks, ran up the mountain. All natural, of course.
Picking up rocks, the wagon. And also, you know what? When Apollo Creed, I was a kid when I saw that movie. When Apollo Creed died in the ring, man, that was equivalent. That was me more painful than watching Mustafa die in The Lion King, which was also.
And you know what? Creed knew he was going. If you remember, right before the start of that round, he tells Rocky, don't throw in the towel, no matter what.
No matter what, you're right.
So, but another great montage wasn't so much a training montage, but a series montage. When Rocky goes out for the drive, there's no easy way out playing in the background. The montages he had about Creed from Rocky's 1 through 3 and 4 even.
That's a great. Bill Conti, by the way, did a lot of that music. Bill Conti, he's a big the music guy for a lot of movies.
And that's why we spend the most time talking about Rocky 4.
And now, so you're saying you don't agree with my list?
Correct.
Well, if I can change, if you can change.
If yous can change.
Everybody can change.
And, seeing the bad guy Russians, the commies, as you will, kind of turn good. And I think it was from round 10 or 11 on, the fans actually starting cheering for Rocky How cool was that? You know, this machine, when he cut him, he's cut, you know? Unbelievable, man. It only goes to show that hard work, doing things naturally beat out steroids every time.
Yeah. USA. Okay, and then next, after Rocky 4, is the Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon series. And then the last on my list is the very hokey and cheesy Rocky 3.
Very not hokey, very not cheesy, although those words did not make sense.
Hokey and cheesy.
Dude, he gets called out by Clubber Lang. Everyone knows Rocky was ducking all the fighters.
Thunderlips? The one thing...
Exactly. There you go. And it does have a wrestling tie-in with Thunderlips, by the way. I mean, Adrian even told him Mickey was protecting Rocky. He wasn't giving him the real fights. That's why he was champion for so long. Finally, someone came in and took Rocky out like it was nothing.
He'll knock you into tomorrow, Rock.
So what happened? Rocky goes to his roots, old school training, called Apollo Creed, teamed up with him, took him to where Apollo Creed started.
There is no tomorrow.
Out there in L.A., right near parts unknown, by the way. And again, another great training montage. Personally, I like the Rocky 4 training montage. It's better, but another great training montage. When Rocky finally beats Apollo in the sprint. I mean, look, that wouldn't really happen.
With the 70s version of Gonna Fly Now playing in the background. That was fantastic. You know, the one thing about Rocky 3 that kind of is above everything is it had Eye of the Tiger as the main title song, which that song lives on beyond the movies, beyond anything. That's just an unbelievable song. So but like I said, I love all the Rockies, all of them, but that's just my list as far as, not the greatest.
It's your list. I agree, not the greatest. You can say that again. One last thing about Rocky 3 at the very end. I think it showed a lot of fighters. If you could take on that blunt force at first, tire out your opponent, you got him.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is If You Got Nowhere to Go. It's the Pocket Horror Show, starring the Pocketman Twin Weasel.
And I'm Eddie Horror.
Peace.